Khash Saghafi, Liberty Home Mortgage. And is the lowest interest rate the best deal for you? Not necessarily. So don't always be sucked in by this one. I've got my notes. I've got everything ready to go. So when you're looking to buy a home or refinance a home, naturally, the biggest question everybody asks is, what's the interest rate? Okay, what are the interest rate and the fees? From a marketing and advertising standpoint, when you watch a television commercial, everything is always rate. They post these interest rates all over the place, okay? Because people gravitate, of course, to the lowest interest rate. What you have to watch is the little writing at the bottom of the screen, okay? There's the interest rate, and if you want a lower interest rate, you will pay more fees to get the lower rate, okay? So when you pay additional fees to get a lower interest rate, consumers aren't schooled on this stuff, but that's why you're watching my videos, and that's why you have to subscribe to these channels and watch my other videos also, is I'm teaching you this stuff, okay? Don't always just jump on the lowest interest rate. I'll give you an example. As a matter of fact, I'll write it down here on my board, okay? So as an example, let's pretend the loan is $200,000, okay? And let's pretend that the interest rate is 7% and the cost of that is 0. So it doesn't cost any additional fees to get that interest rate, okay? Well, the mortgage payment on a 7% interest rate is about $1,300, $1,330 I want to say to be exact, or right around that dollar figure, $1,330 per month, okay? So I go like this. Well, at a 6% interest rate, let's pretend that you had to pay additional fees, and let's pretend that the additional fees were what are known as points, 3 points, which would be about $6,000, okay? And this changes depending on the day, the market, a lot of different things go into that. But the monthly payment would be $1,200, okay, for that. So the difference in payment, this is a $130,000 savings. So the difference between a 6% rate and a 7% interest rate is $130 per month, okay? But to save $130 per month, you want that lower rate, you've got to pay an additional $6,000 up front, okay? Your break-even point, as I call it, becomes if you pay $6,000 more to save $130, your break-even point is going to roll in somewhere in the vicinity of around 43 payments, give or take a little bit. That means it's almost going to take you 4 years to recover the additional money you paid just to get the lower interest rate. So you got to be real careful when you're out there looking to buy a home that don't be so fooled that the lower interest rate is always better. Now, sometimes it is, you know, depending on the different lender, the situation, the scenario also. Your credit score factors into the fees on the loan and the interest rate on the loan, the type of property you're buying. Are you moving into the property? Is it a vacation home or an investment property? Is it a condominium? Is it a manufactured home? Is it a single family detached? What type of property is? There's a lot of different factors that go into it. But the bottom line is this, and this is the message of the video. Do not be so fooled by the lower interest rate always winning the race of the better loan. The lower rate's not always the better loan, but you have to make sure you're talking to the right loan officer who explains things correctly and, again, breaks the numbers down and shows you examples like this that you can then see exactly what you're looking at. And again, when I go over here and I start looking at different payments, okay, you start seeing that there's more money, lower payment, lower rate. You got to measure all of this stuff out there. So pay attention when you're buying a home. Pay attention when you're out there shopping. Make sure you're subscribing to my YouTube page. Check out my other videos. These messages are short. They're not that long, but it definitely gives you the information you need when you're buying a home. And we'll talk to you on the next video.